What's going on, guys? Bengal here, and today we are starting our Pittsburgh Pirates franchise. And it goes without saying, this is not a great team at the moment, but the goal, of course, is over several seasons, turn them into not only a competitor, but one of the best teams in the league. 29th overall rank. Out of 30, that's not great. 29th contact, 29th power, 28th for pitching. Defense and speed are slightly better, but defense is still not in the top half of the league even. And then 11th speed is workable, but you got to be able to hit for that speed to even come into play, right? So this is going to be the start of Pittsburgh Pirates franchise, and I'm excited to jump in. I am going to be controlling everything. However, I don't really know how to do scouting, so I'm going to talk to the Ant Ortiz. He makes great videos on this game as well. If you'd like the rebuilds and things like that, that's the absolute best place to go. And I don't know what these would be. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at the team and my goals and plans for this team. We'll start with the rotation. So right now it's looking like Zach Thompson, JT Brubaker, Mitch Keller, Roansy Contreras, Jose Quintana, Adonis Medina are going to fight, and maybe even Jared Eickhoff as well are going to fight to be on this major league team. We'll have to make those decisions after spring training, which is where we're starting. It's going to be a little bit different than how it is in real life. But some of these top prospects, like Roansy Contreras, like Quinn Priester, I'm not ready to bring them up quite yet. I think Mitch Keller is going to stay at the major league level, despite having only 34 hits per 9. If you can see that attribute there, it's quite poor. It's quite poor. So hopefully we can develop that somehow. Otherwise, he's going to get shelled regularly. But it's not a great rotation. The biggest prospects are Roansy Contreras, who has a really good pitch mix, former Yankee prospect, and as a Yankees fan, I know quite a bit about him, and he dominated the minors at times. Quinn Priester is another one. Anthony Solimento is in the top 10 Solimento for the Pirates organization. Bubba Chandler is like this hybrid two-way player that is probably going to end up being a pitcher, but can play shortstop as well. However, I can't actually make him a two-way player just yet, so we're going to hopefully get him enough ABs to where he gains two-way player eligibility. But yes, shortstop is a thing that he plays as well. He's also a top 10 prospect within the Pirates organization. Maybe Solimento is number 6 and Bubba Chandler's number 9. Something like that. Other than that, not a lot of encouraging prospects, at least at the moment in the rotation. And this is one of the worst teams in the league, so there's not really a whole lot to work with here. The top relievers on this team right now are, unfortunately, Heath Hembree, Chris Stratton, Aaron Fletcher, Anthony Banda, Austin Bryce, Dwayne Underwood Jr., and Will Crow. But it's really not a great group. And yeah, there's not a whole lot of support coming in recent years. The closer, I guess, will be David Bednar. He's actually quite good, and I think we'll be able to use him pretty well. Other than that, there's pretty much nothing. Maybe Luis Oviedo develops into something, but I think the likelihood isn't high. Some of these prospect overalls have been tweaked, by the way, to better reflect their prospect grades. Like Henry Davis had way higher contact and power, despite having a higher true power grade than contact grade. So his attributes were tweaked a little bit. So that's why these overalls might be slightly different than what are in the base version of the game. But Roberto Perez will be the starting catcher. Great behind the plate, great framer. Don't know how much that's going to play into effect in MLB The Show. And he's got a little bit of pop as well. So when we actually play with him, he might be okay. But in simulation, I feel like he's going to struggle quite a bit. But the main guy is Henry Davis. Number 1 overall pick this past season. Destroyed at Louisville, has a cannon of an arm, and has some real good pop. Seems to be a plus player in the long term, and yes, he was the number 1 overall pick for a reason. Hopefully he develops quite quickly and becomes a viable starter within the next 2 seasons. Other than that, not a whole lot to work with. Endy Rodriguez is probably the next best prospect. Only a 63 overall right now with C potential. Also can play the outfield if we wanted him to, but he'll probably just end up being a backup catcher at the best. First base is going to be either Daniel Vogelbach or Yoshitomo Satsugo, and I don't really love that. Daniel Vogelbach should be good when we actually use him, but that 14 contact left is going to make him completely unusable in simulation, I would imagine. Satsugo's a little bit better overall in terms of hitting, but not great. And there aren't really a ton of prospects coming up that can replace either of those guys, but trades will be made, signings will be made, so I don't expect any of these guys to be on the team long term. At second base, it starts to get a little bit better. Michael Chavis is a viable starter, and then Nick Gonzalez is currently the #1 prospect in the Pirates organization. He projects as a really, really good hitter. I think he has 65 hit grade on an 80 scale. Pretty good power as well, and decent enough speed, even if he's going to be only an average defender. But Nick Gonzalez should be a really, really good guy that we want to build around. I have high hopes with him. And then we have Tucupita Marcano that was acquired in a trade with the Padres. Good defense and speed. Contact needs to come a long way. Cole Tucker is here. Not great. Hoy Park, former Yankees prospect as well. Second base is one of the better positions on this team, but that being said, it's not great. At third base, we have a real building block. Ke'Bryan Hayes. Amazing reaction, amazing fielding. The arm actually isn't great in the game. I thought that'd be a little bit better. And his contact's pretty good. He's shown the pop in real life. I think those attributes will only continue to improve. He's 25 years old. Hopefully will end up being a real cornerstone of this franchise. The prospects, not a whole lot behind him, but that's okay, because Ke'Bryan Hayes is that guy we want to build around. At shortstop, this might be the true star of the franchise, Oneil Cruz. He was great last season in a very, very small sample size when he got called up. He's someone that projects as a true raw power guy. Where is he going to stick at shortstop? He's 6'7". He is big, but has some crazy raw power. Still developing as a hitter. I hope that he's the main guy we can build around. He will be starting for me at the major league level, I can assure you, even if the Pirates decided to go with Kevin Newman in real life. And then behind him, we have Liover Peguero and Michael Escato, who projects as a plus contact guy, and Peguero is one of the top prospects in the Pirates organization. So we have at least some trade value if we don't want to end up starting him. And then in the outfield, it also isn't great. Matt Frazier, decent enough prospect, but probably won't ever be much. Anthony Alford. We have Jackson Smith and Jigba's brother. If you guys know the Ohio State star receiver, this is his brother, Cannon Smith and Jigba. And again, it's not a great group. Bryan Reynolds is the true star of the team right now, even if I project Oneil Cruz to be long-term. He's under contract for a long time. He's one of the best contact hitters in the league. Great speed, great defense for what it is. Bryan Reynolds is a true superstar in the making on this team, and he's someone we absolutely want to build around and continue to develop. Switch hitter, he is pretty much everything you'd look for. Power isn't elite, it's just not really his game. Hopefully ends up being really good for us anyway. Greg Allen is a good super utility, or maybe not super utility, but a good fourth outfielder. Switch hitter, good speed, defense. Even though these attributes have been nerfed a lot from where they might have been a year ago. Lonnie White is a decent prospect, only 19 years old. Pretty good speed, projects as maybe a decent power hitter like that. Travis Swaggerty in there as well, but it's not a great center field group. And then in right field, it's pretty horrific with Ben Gamel starting. Cal Mitchell, Connor Scott maybe will end up making the Major League roster at some point. I could see Connor Scott maybe, but he's got a long way to come as a hitter. But this is the team. Trades will be made, signings will be made, tweaks will be made, but the main goal is to build around the young players, and that's Bryan Reynolds at the very old end of it at 27, Ke'Bryan Hayes working down, and then Oneil Cruz, Nick Gonzalez. Those are the guys we want to build around. And then for the pitching, it's all about, to me, Roansy Contreras and Quinn Priester. I am intrigued at where Bubba Chandler could get long-term as a two-way player. But we're going to go ahead and play this full game. It's only spring training. We're going to see what our young guys can do. And hopefully, they put on a show. We're going to go with Roansy Contreras so you can see the future of the team to start, and then we're going to work in some of the prospects as well. I'm probably going to end up playing Nick Gonzalez at second base, and Henry Davis might start at catcher for this game. This is a real preview of the future, and then of course when we get into the regular season, you're going to see a more traditional lineup featuring Roberto Perez, Michael Chavis, guys like that. The lineup will be Bryan Reynolds, Ke'Bryan Hayes, Nick Gonzalez, Oneil Cruz, Henry Davis, Anthony Alford, Cannon Smith, and Jigba going down there. And the reason I'm okay with bringing these guys up to the major league level is I don't really think with their options, if you don't get how baseball works, you have 3 options for a player, meaning once they're at the major league level, they can only be demoted back to the minors a total of 3 times. But for the video, for the spring training here, I do want to see these guys who might be a year or 2 away. I do want to see them compete at the major league level, even if it's only spring training. And we do want to highlight some of these guys that should be the future of this team. A bit of housekeeping as far as the difficulty goes. I'll be playing on Hall of Fame for both, and those might end up going up if we need to. But for this, we'll see Roansy Contreras deal to the plate to Randy Arozarena, and that is a fastball down the middle for strike 1. And Randy was the 2020-21 Rookie of the Year. But we'll fly out here to Alford. That is out number 1. Definitely want to show what Contreras can do. And the control so far might be an issue. Not exactly locating perfectly with pinpoint. But we'll figure it out as the changeup is low to Franco, who fouls it off. 0-2. Try and work the slider maybe. It's a plus pitch for Contreras. That's going to be a ground ball to Nick Gonzalez, of course, one of the top prospects, the top prospect in the Pirates organization. And that is out number 2, as we'll try to deal with Brandon Lau. Got Brandon Lau, 0-2. We'll try to go to the heater, raise the eye level. Contreras gets a pop-up. The number 1 overall pick, Henry Davis, camps underneath it, and that is the 3rd out of the inning. 1-2-3 for Contreras. Didn't get a strikeout, but overall looked pretty good. All weak contact, including a flyout, a ground ball, and a pop-up behind home plate. I would call that a pretty clean inning. Corey Kluber is on the mound for the Tampa Bay Rays here. And I am using a hitting camera I don't usually use. I think this is better for presentation. That's why I'm opting to use Zoom. But it's a little bit new for me, so the results may vary as Reynolds will fly out deep to right. Here is the starting lineup for the Pirates. Talked about it a little bit already. Don't know if we got down to Ben Gamel or Daniel Vogelbach before it went away, but we're really highlighting the top prospects in the middle of that order. Nick Gonzalez, Oneil Cruz, Henry Davis, 3, 4, 5, and hopefully they'll put on a show today in this 9-inning matinee. And that ball is hammered, hit deep to center field. Center fielder going back, and it one is not coming back. Home run for Ke'Bryan Hayes. This one was crushed. Ke'Bryan got a hanger, and he did not miss. It was hit far, it was hit deep, and it was gone. Great way to start spring training for what should be one of our future stars. Let's take another look. He got a hanger and kept the hands in and showcased that power to go dead center. Straight away center field, 418 feet, over 100 mile per hour exit velo off the bat. It's a great shot from Ke'Bryan. Here's the Pirates' number 1 prospect, Nick Gonzalez. And if you follow the main channel with the NCAA, this will make 2 young superstars named Gonzalez in my franchise. We have Reggie in Riverside, Royals Dynasty. And Nick here for the Pirates hopefully will be a star we can build around. That is a good cutter from Corey Kluber. His count runs to 2-2. See if we can get on one. Ball is going to be hit on the ground to first base. Ji-Man Choi is there for out number 2. And here is Oneil Cruz. Should be a superstar for us at the major league level. Hopefully we can show that here today. Oneil Cruz going to hit that one to the right center field gap, and that one's going to drop. Circle change held up, And Cruz should be walking into second base with a stand-up double. Good 2-out hit from Oneil Cruz. Really hoping he can become a superstar for this team. And Kluber really hit a pretty nice spot. But that's one of those things that if you watch Oneil Cruz in real life, this is something he does really, really well. Despite being 6'7", he can really go down and golf the baseball out. That one was about knee-high, still in the strike zone. Great spot from Kluber, but that's a spot that Oneil Cruz can really do some damage. Bit of a hanger. Henry Davis, so he just missed this one. Center fielder camped underneath, and that is the 3rd out of the inning. But all in all, not too bad. Saw a couple extra base hits, including this bomb from Ke'Bryan Hayes. Not sure how long we're going to let Roansy Contreras go. Certainly looking for at least 3 innings here, as we come up against the former Pirate, Austin Meadows. Of course, dealt to Tampa from Pittsburgh in the Chris Archer deal. That also saw Shane Baz head to Tampa along with Tyler Glasnow, as it's a beautiful slider from Contreras, tying up Austin Meadows and sending him back to the bench. This slider looked like an inside heater all the way, but that sharp break, Austin Meadows couldn't do anything but look foolish. Contreras again gets to a favorable count, 1-2. Going to set up for a 2-seamer on the inside part of the plate here. And that is strike 3, back-to-back Ks. Swinging for Roansy Contreras here in this 2nd inning. We were looking for strikeouts with him. He projects as a high strikeout guy, and he's showing what he can do here. As Harold Ramirez will walk into the box. And already Contreras throwing strikes. He's got Ramirez 0-2. Going to be a slider down and away. Can we locate? We can. Good spot. And that will be a ground ball right in front of home plate and thrown on to first base. Look at that cannon from Henry Davis. Count works full to Cannon, Smith, and Jigba. We're really working this pitch count from Corey Kluber. Just fouling off meatballs. It's kind of all we can do right now. And that will be ball 4, cutter low and inside. And then Jigba will get on with a 1-out walk. Here's Ben Gamel, could be the starting right fielder for this Pittsburgh team in 2022. Did I say 2021 earlier? I sure feel like I did. Maybe I was talking about the draft or something. I don't know. Oh, Ben Gamel getting drilled. Looked like it was right off the right kneecap. Thankfully, he was only a cutter at 88, but that still doesn't feel good. But there are runners now on first and second base for the power-hitting Vogelbach, and he got all over that one. That cutter was ripped foul. Over 100 miles per hour off the bat, but way foul. And strike 3. Slur from Klubat on the inside part of the plate. Looking for something a bit harder, and Vogelbach just swings through it. Not great contact as it is, and just out ahead of that slurve. Ryan Reynolds will hit that one off the leg of Corey Kluber. That was headed back up the middle for what could have been an RBI single. Push the lead to 2-0, but instead, Kluber gets a piece of it. Everybody's safe, but no runs score. And it's bases juiced for Ke'Bryan Hayes, who hit a home run earlier in this game, just an inning ago. That will be strike 1 on the foul ball. That is ball 3 on the cutter just outside. And Kluber just 1 ball away from walking in a run. Got a meatball. Ke'Bryan got all over it. Will this one have the same fate as the one before? No. Fly out to left center. Warning track power from Ke'Bryan Hayes. And Kluber works out of a big jam. Let's see this curveball, Roansy. It's a pretty good curveball. Try to, once again, raise the eye level. Heater. And that one's going to be popped up. A little bit of an inside-out swing there from Yandy Diaz. And Nick Gonzalez is there. Here's the 1-2 from Contreras. Mejia at the plate, and he'll take ball 2 in the dirt. Maybe go back to an off-speed. This time it'll be a slider, though. Decent spot. And the shifted infield will be right there. Antonio Cruz as Mejia goes down. And Margot is down. 0-2 in the count. Very early on that 98-mile-per-hour heater. And doesn't chase the slider. Will the curveball get him looking? Nope, didn't get the zone. But it's a weak ground ball. Nick Gonzalez is there. Nice play over to Vogelbach. And that is the third inning completed, at least the top half of the inning. And we'll go to the bottom of the third with Nick Gonzalez up versus Corey Kluber. Take ball one. Kluber's pitch count is still a very reasonable 45, but who knows what his innings limit is here, or pitch count more likely in spring training, as Nick Gonzalez will go up and get that one and shoot the cutter into right field for a base knock. Tampa still without any hits, and that is the third one for this Pirates team. Hitters count for Cruz, looking to get on something. Hopefully it's a cutter. No, circle change in a good spot. Count will work full to Oneil Cruz, 3-2. And that one is fouled away. Still a full count. Cruz versus Kluber. And he works ball four on a cutter low. Now we have runners on first and second for Henry Davis. Flew out earlier back in the first inning. Here's his second opportunity. RBI situation. And that is grounded to third base. Over to second. Back on to first. Double play. Henry Davis got a little bit too antsy. Kluber's had a tough time finding the zone. And to help him out chasing a cutter in that spot, not a wise decision. We're going to send out Contreras for the fourth inning here. Pitch count is in a really good spot. Only 34 pitches into this inning right now. Here's number 35 as Arozarena's down 0-2. Way out in front of that fastball. So let's use that aggressiveness against him. Let's go change up and strike three. Contreras gets Arozarena out in front. Davis scoops it out of the ground. And on to Vogelbach for the first out. But yeah, under 40 pitches for Contreras here. Very comfortably. I really don't have any plans to take him out of the game right now. Really wanted to make this game about him. Probably wasn't going to go over like 50 or 60 pitches. But he's in a really, really good spot. And I think he could probably go 6 innings. But it's 3-0 right now to a very dangerous hitter, Wander Franco. It's been a perfect game thus far from Contreras. Not looking to change that. I'm going to attack the zone. To change up for strike two. Here's a 3-2 heater. Struck him out. We elevate and celebrate as Wander Franco walks back to the dugout. And this was not a very good, at least result at the start here. A couple narrow misses, but got him to chase the fastball. And I really don't mind those close misses. If Roansy Contreras is still, like, nibbling, working around the zone, that will be out number 3. We're totally fine. We're totally fine there. Like, yeah, sometimes those are going to be strikes, an inch over. Sometimes they're going to be balls. They happen to be balls there. Still only 1-0. We need some runs. But Contreras is dealing. Contreras has been phenomenal. No hits, no walks, is perfect through 4. Smith and Jigba will fly this out into center. That one could be a base hit. Yamel will shoot that the other way, and that might be his last AB. As we start to see these guys get their second, even third ABs, in some instances, they're going to be taken out of the game. But we'll let Daniel Vogelbach hit off Shane McClanahan, who is the new pitcher for Tampa. We know Vogelbach's really going to struggle against lefties, so at least getting him some spring training opportunities to hit off them could be good, not in this case. Sitting on a heater, and that was not what we got. And Vogelbach strikes out. Those sliders lefty-lefty are pretty disgusting. Really tough to handle, and McClanahan, only 8 pitches into this inning, has 2 outs. Brian Reynolds will shoot that into the gap. We're going to try to go first to third here and maybe even follow that up. Reynolds into second base. And he is. Big 2-out double And now there are 2 runners in scoring position for Ke'Bryan Hayes. He's had a good game already. We'll hope to continue that. Nearly had a second homer in his last AB. There's a good first pitch strike from McClanahan on that outside corner. And Ke'Bryan will shoot that into right. That is a very easy play to make for the right fielder. I believe that's Manuel Margot. And it is. And Austin Meadows, Ji-Man Choi, and Harold Ramirez will be up for the race. See if they can break up this perfect game. As Contreras is working deeper and deeper. Still under 50 pitches, though. He's attacked the zone. He's gotten strikes. He's gotten swing and misses. He's gotten weak contact. The Rays really haven't been able to do much so far. And we'll hopefully continue that trend. As Meadows looks disgusting. Chasing another inside breaking ball. Got him on a slider earlier. Here's the 2-strike pitch. 2-seamer on the black is fouled away. And Contreras buries the changeup. Meadows swinging right through. Another strikeout. That's number 5 for Contreras. 0 in the first inning. And that has been very different as we've gotten deeper and deeper into this game. Contreras has only looked better and better. Features a lot of swing and miss stuff. With a super, super hard fastball. He could be the real deal. We are seeing a gem right now as that one missed. Nearly a home run. Just a few feet shy. Yeah, you don't want to elevate a slider. And that was one of the first truly bad misses of the game for Roansy Contreras. Looks like Ji-Man Choi is going to be able to hit this off speed. We're going to have to change speeds a bit. Go with the fastball, and that's fouled away. Setting up down and away. Great spot from Contreras, but that one is fouled off by Ji-Man Choi. It looks like he's starting to see Roansy a little bit here. Still 0-2. Still attacking the zone, and it's another foul ball for Ji-Man Choi. Real late on that one, but we're going to go to a slider that he hit real hard earlier. Just push that way off the plate, and Ji-Man Choi goes down. Hard-fought AB, but he suffers the same fate as many a Ray before him. 6 strikeouts now for Contreras. Disgusting swing for G-Man. And this is why Roansy looking like a top prospect in all of baseball. Top 5 easily in the Pirates organization. And he is electric. 1-2. Ramirez swung through a heater. We'll give him another one. Doesn't chase. According to MLB Pipeline, by the way, Roansy Contreras is the number 71 prospect in all of baseball. And gets another swinging strikeout. Ramirez chasing a curveball off the plate. 7 Ks now for Contreras. Still no hits, no walks. And Hall of Fame difficulty proving to not be a challenge whatsoever. Contreras is perfect. How do we take him out? We'll see another AB for Nick Gonzalez, but we'll certainly make some changes in this inning as Josh Fleming is the new pitcher for Tampa. He'll work in a curveball. 0-1. And he is attacking the zone. 0-2. But Nick Gonzalez shows he's a professional hitter. We'll drive that into right center and hold up at 1. That is a nice single. We might even go to a pinch runner here as Michael Chavis will come into the game. He'll be the pinch runner and probably play out the rest of this one. Good game from Nick Gonzalez. We're going to take that. O'Neal Cruz shoots that one up the middle. Diving stop by the second baseman. There's one. Back on a first. Cruz is too fast. Great pitch from Josh Fleming, and that's a really great effort at second base there. Cruz couldn't quite push that one up the middle. Great play on the ground, and nearly a beautiful turn. But Cruz hustling down the line, and we'll have first base. Maybe the last AB for the number 1 overall pick here, Henry Davis. No hit so far, but that changes! Deep to left! This one's not coming back. Henry Davis goes deep. 2-run home run for the number 1 overall pick. Hit over 420 feet, and that was blazed out of here. Bomb for Henry Davis. Absolutely crushed. We'll have to take a second look, surely. And that is what we expect from the number 1 overall pick. Playing like an absolute monster. The future of this organization. This one. No doubt about it. 105 off the bat. Absolutely crushed. Here's the 2-2 to Alford. And that is a cutter up. Kind of a panic swing from Alford there, and that is out number 2. Yoshi Tsutsugo is going to hit for Cannon Smith and Jigba here. And will be the DH. Hits lefty-lefty fairly well. We'll see what he can do in this spot. Ball 1. And that one is shot to left center field. And that looks like that's going to get down. I thought for sure someone would get underneath that. But Yoshi Tsutsugo with the pinch hit double. Here are 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th. And Ben Gamel will also be taken out for Greg Allen. We'll see if he can drive in the runner and extend this lead to 4-0 for the Pirates. Greg Allen really fighting here. Count still 1-2. Several foul balls in a row. But this sinker will not be touched. Greg Allen swings through it. That is strike number 3. But still not a bad inning. Saw a 2-run homer from Henry Davis. Gave us a little bit of insurance. And we'll get to see Roansy Contreras back on the mound. He has been dealing. And I'm excited to see him continue. Still under 60 pitches. We're going to at least warm somebody up. It's going to be Adonis Medina and Luis Oviedo. Roansy Contreras probably a base runner away from being pulled from this game, but has obviously been incredible. You just want to see some other arms out there. It is spring training. And that one is hit sharply to first base, but Vogelbach's there. That is out number 1. 1-2 against Mejia. Try and bury this changeup, get a swinging strike 3. But Mejia stays alive, fights that off. We'll go back to it, try and get it a little bit lower. And we do. That one's going to bounce off the dirt. Swinging strike 3. Davis picks it, throws on a first. And that is out number 2. The 8th K in just 5 2/3 for Roansy Contreras. And keep in mind, he had no strikeouts in the first inning. So 8 strikeouts in the last 4 2/3 innings pitched. He is not allowing contact. Go back to the curveball. This might be the true put-away pitch. That one's hit to Vogelbach. That is out number 3, and Contreras remains perfect through 6. How do I take him out? How? Josh Van Meter going to come in to hit for Daniel Vogelbach. And he's got a pretty heavy pull shift on him. Maybe we can go the other way with an outside pitch as Aaron Sleggers is on the mound for Tampa. Van Meter will fly out of play, I believe. No! That's going to stay in play. And Margot running right through the bullpen session that's not stopping to make that play. What an unbelievable level of difficulty. As we'll see, Jack Sawinski hit for Brian Reynolds. We know what Brian Reynolds can do. We've seen him. We don't know what Jack Sawinski can do, if anything. Maybe foul it off. Way out in front of that sinker, only at 90. You'd think Aaron Sleggers would be throwing a little bit harder based on his overpowering size, but doesn't really. Rodolfo Castro will come in and hit for Key Brian Hayes, who once again, we've seen what he can do. We know Key Brian's pretty good. Had a pretty good day today. That one's going to be hit to center field, but a pretty easy put out. And that is the 3rd out of the inning. I gotta leave Contreras in. He's just pitching too well. But I do want to see some of these other arms, as Contreras is finally starting to get a little bit tired. Again, first sign of any trouble, even a base runner, and he's done. And I also don't want him going over 80 pitches, so I'm not sure he gets out of this inning. That one's going to be flown out to center. Sawinski coming on, makes a play. Pinch hitter for Tampa is Ford Proctor. Not familiar with him. He'll take a strike. If we get to 2 outs and Contreras is at 80 pitches, I'll probably leave him in. Looks like Ford Proctor should have just bought a ticket to the game, not interested in playing. So he takes strike 1 and 2. Fouls off. Slider. And strike 3, elevated fastball. Only at 95 for Contreras. That is his 9th strikeout. Still perfect. Vidal Brujan, one of the top prospects for the Rays, will come in to hit for Brandon Lau. And we will try and finish this inning. That was pitch number 80, I believe. That is pretty much the limit for Contreras, and that slider's hung up. Good painted two-seam on the inside part of the plate. Fastball elevated and fouled off by Brujan. We're going to go to the curveball. This might be the final pitch. And it is. Shot to Oneil Cruz on to first, and that is the end of the inning, and that will be the end of the day for Roansy Contreras. I did not expect him to go 7 pitches, or 7 innings, but he was perfect. I couldn't take him out. This is the future of this franchise. No hits, no walks, 9 strikeouts. Insanity. Here's Michael Chavis for the first time. And he's going to scoop that one into center. That one's going to fall in front of the center fielder, and he's going to fall. Chavis going to round second base. Chavis going to go for 3. And that is a stand-up triple for Michael Chavis. I said something that wasn't even a word in there. I was just so surprised that the center fielder ate it. As Oneil Cruz probably should come out. But I want to see another AB from him. Runner in scoring position. Pretty much any hard contact's going to score that runner. As long as this gets deep enough. Here's the 2-2 to Cruz. And that one is hit deep to left center. Does it have the legs? It's going to be off the top of the wall. Cruz with a stand-up RBI double. And yeah, he's looking like the future of this team as well. With his performance today, with what Ke'Bryan Hayes did with that homer, Henry Davis with a homer, Nick Gonzalez with a hit or two, and then Roansy Contreras dealing on the mound, it's hard not to get excited about the future of this team, even though we are far from there now. And we'll see one more AB from Henry Davis here in the bottom of the 7th. Hoping for big things against Matt Whistler. We're going to bring in Travis Swaggerty for Anthony Alford after the Henry Davis flyout. A little bit out in front of that one, but actually not too far away from being a home run. As Swaggerty will jump on the first pitch, it's a slider, and that's a very similar result to what Henry Davis did, and we'll try to tag with Cruz. Pretty good arm out there in right, but Oneil Cruz has third base pretty easily. And we'll see if Yoshi Tsutsugo can come up clutch. He's 1 for 1 with that double we saw earlier. And that is a strikeout. Tsutsugo right through the slider. And that will do it for Contreras. What a day. Cannot ask for much more, but he just doesn't have anything left in the tank. And it's spring training. I don't really want to extend him too much. And we'll see what Adonis Medina can do. And the answer is not much. He's going to allow a single here. First pitch, and he's going to try and take 2. Here's a throw to second. And he is out by a mile. Chavis with the tag. What are you doing? Get that you're trying to make a play, make the roster. But you had an easy single. Your team's first base runner, you try to extend it to 2 with no outs? What are you doing? And that's going to be another base hit. So this is the difference. Adonis Medina is a major league ready guy. Roansy Contreras is not. But Roansy Contreras threw a perfect game, threw 7 complete innings. And Adonis Medina is struggling to get outs here, but that is the third one. Not really a bad inning, allowed a couple base hits. And if Tampa wasn't so stupid, maybe it would be first and second right now with only 1 out. Greg Allen works a full count here in the bottom of the 8th to lead off. And we'll still keep working. And that is a walk. Greg Allen takes first. And strike 3. These lefty-lefty sliders tying me up. Van Meter goes down swinging. Might not get better here as Jack Sawinski's back up for his second AB. And strike 3. Guess what? It was a slider. No surprise there as Rodolfo Castro will try and keep the inning alive. And that one shot into center field. Center fielder should be right there. And that is the 3rd out of the inning. 8th inning in the books. Here's Kevin Kiermaier. Showcases some pretty tremendous range, but that's kind of his thing. And Adonis Medina's only thrown 4 pitches, so I'm going to leave him in for the 9th. But again, pretty short leash here. We're just trying to see what we have. Why would that not be the second baseman's ball? I guess it did drift out there a bit. Greg Allen's underneath it. That's out number 1. And we'll bring in Oviedo to face Manuel Margot. He's ready to go right away. And that is strike 3. Oviedo fans Margot. And I know this isn't the best hitting Rays team, and of course with all these randoms it gets even worse. But maybe we'll have to go up to legend difficulty for hitting, as Allen is underneath it for the 3rd out of the inning, and that is the ball game. Pirates with a 4-0 victory over this Tampa team, and we got great production from our young stars and hopefully future stars with Oneil Cruz, Ke'Bryan Hayes, Bryan Reynolds, Henry Davis, Nick Gonzalez. It was great. 11 hits, 4 runs. I'll take that performance, and of course, you gotta talk about the performance of Roansy Contreras. 7 perfect innings, 9 strikeouts. Tough to get a whole lot better than that. We'll advance to about the middle of spring training and kind of check out these numbers so far. Don't really know how many spring training games I want to play. I think I'm kind of comfortable with 1, because as you guys are watching this, we're coming up to the very end of spring training, and opening day will be starting in just a few days. So I don't really know how much I want to focus on the spring training aspect. Check out the statistics here. And Ke'Bryan Hayes is really struggling, only hitting 179. We'll sort by OPS here, which is on base plus slugging. If you didn't know, it's basically a good overall measure of how well a player is performing. Bryan Reynolds with an 822, that's quite good. Anthony Alford not so great at 554. Although Ben Gamel in 52 ABs is raking with a 960 OPS. 19 hits, including just 1 home run. So that's got to be a lot of doubles in there. 3 doubles, a triple. Ben Gamel playing quite well. Nick Gonzalez struggling a little bit. Only 624, but Chavis showing why he's probably going to be the opening day starter at the position. 971 OPS and 52 ABs. Greg Allen really struggling. Cannon Smith and Jigba playing pretty well, but look at Oneil Cruz. An OPS over 1,000, 1044, 8 walks to 8 strikeouts, pretty good. 9 doubles, 2 triples, and a homer. Also has a steal in there. Yeah, he's playing really, really well. Any other standouts? Hoy Park. 16 ABs, but that's a really good OPS. 3 doubles in there. As far as pitching goes, Contreras has been, a little bit worse than his first start, but that is pretty obvious. He was due for a little bit of regression. Still a pretty great line, 3-1 record in 23 2/3 innings, 19 Ks over those innings for a 3.42 ERA, only 1.06 walks and hits allowed per innings pitched. I would say that is quite good. Sorted by ERA, Chris Stratton, in a very small sample size, has gotten shelled. So has Mitch Keller. Overall, Zach Thompson has been quite good in 10 games. 18 innings pitched, only 12 Ks, but 1.5 ERA. David Bednar has been shut down out of the bullpen. 10 Ks in 5 innings, that's spectacular. Heath Hembry doing very well as well. Similar numbers to David Bednar, just not quite as high of a K per 9. Looks like our pitching's been pretty good. But that will do it for this first episode. Be sure to leave down in the comment section below any thoughts, critiques of what you want this franchise to be, and I'll see how I can implement them. We are going to focus on some minor league action over the course of this season, and there will be a fair to decent amount of simulating, as, yeah, we do want to learn this team. We want to see how this team can perform, see if we can get some wins, but yeah, this team's a long way away. We got a big spring training win, but it's spring training. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you for episode 2. Take it easy.
Taking it back to the house. Defensive joke. I'm laughing so loud. Speed Bird's good.